However, when they stopped it, there was only one person in the vehicle. At about 9:20 p.m., Officer DePaula and Officer Pearson arrived as backup officers for this vehicle stop. At 9:22 p.m., Officer DePaula and Officer Pearson began to search the area for the second individual who had been observed in the vehicle. At this time, Officer DePaula was driving the vehicle and Officer Pearson was the passenger. At about 9:25 p.m., Officer DePaula and Officer Pearson observed an individual matching the description of the second occupant of the vehicle. Officer Pearson exited the police vehicle and approached the person who matched the description. This individual immediately fled on foot southbound on Hudson Avenue. Officer Pearson pursued this individual on foot while Officer DePaula turned the police vehicle around to assist in the pursuit. Officer Pearson caught up to the suspect at Hudson Avenue and Agnes Street. At that point, the suspect shot Officer Pearson one time with a .25 caliber handgun. This wound ultimately proved to be fatal. At that time, Officer Pearson and the suspect both fell to the ground. As they fell, the suspect's .25 caliber handgun discharged a second time. We believe the second shot from the suspect's handgun struck an innocent bystander, Jamal Bowler, 24 years of age, causing a serious but non-life-threatening injury. The suspect then got up and continued to flee on foot. By that time, Officer DePaula exited the police vehicle and pursued the suspect. As the suspect was running, he turned to fire his weapon at Officer DePaula. At that point, Officer DePaula then fired one round at the suspect with his RPD-issued handgun. Officer DePaula's shot struck the suspect, causing a non-life-threatening injury. Officer DePaula then apprehended the suspect. At about this point, other RPD officers arrived on the scene and then placed Officer Pearson in a police vehicle and transported him to Rochester General Hospital. Officer Pearson was pronounced by the Rochester General Medical Staff at 10:45 p.m. Both the suspect and Mr. Bowler were transported to Strong Memorial Hospital for treatment. Bowler was treated and released. The suspect underwent surgery at Strong Memorial Hospital and is currently admitted to the hospital under police guard. The suspect has been identified as Thomas Johnson III, a male, 38 years of age. We later determined that Mr. Johnson has an outstanding parole warrant. Now I'm going to turn this over to District Attorney Sandra Doorley. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. And thank you, everyone, for being here. And before I start, Mrs. Pearson, my heart goes out to you and your family. And as you can see around this room, you have a tremendous family in law enforcement, and they will be with you to support you throughout this entire process. At 4:51 p.m., a felony complaint was filed in Rochester City Court against Thomas Johnson III. There are 8 counts in the felony complaint. I will simply read them to you. The first count is aggravated murder, and that is in violation of Penal Law Section 125.26. The second count is attempted aggravated murder. The third, fourth, and fifth counts are 3 separate counts of assault in the first degree under 3 separate theories for the injuries sustained by Jamal Bowler. The last 3 counts are 3 separate counts of criminal possession of a weapon in the second and third degree. It is alleged during the crime that the defendant had an armed firearm which was defaced, and he had a prior conviction which prohibited him from having the firearm. After we proceed with this press conference today, we're going to go over to Strong Memorial Hospital and Mr. Johnson is going to be arraigned on the felony complaint. At that point, I believe he will be entering a plea of not guilty. The matter will be set down for a preliminary hearing. It's the intention of the Monroe County Grand Jury, the Monroe County DA's office, to present this case to the Monroe County Grand Jury prior to the preliminary hearing date. I do have a copy of the felony complaint, and I will provide it to anyone in the media, but I'm going to do that only after Mr. Johnson has been arraigned at Strong Memorial Hospital.